Apex Legends had first come out and over 50 million people had played the game in the first month of its release, there was one specific person that everyone had their eyes on. His extremely high level of skill was fascinating, his laid-back attitude while destroying lobbies was unheard of, and his ability to break record after record was straight up astonishing. And in the first 2 months of Apex Legends release, the name Dizzy was being spoken about all over the internet, from ESPN to Dexerto, all the way to the Twitter pages of the biggest names.
Guys, I only watch it because I could cook it. Okay, I don't agree with a video like that. I think it's kind of dumb, but
in the esports gaming world, everyone wanted to know who Dizzy was, and this would cause the biggest names in gaming, such as Ninja and Shroud, to want to play with him live on their streams.
Chat, guys, I was on a phone call the other day with I think it was Omi or something. I don't remember who. And I came to the conclusion that the best way to do a face reveal is to not do a face reveal, right? The best way to do it is to one day just turn the stream on and have cam and just don't even address it, right? And try. I know it's hype. People think it's hype. The best way to do it is to kill the hype as much as possible, right? I know people like numbers. People like to see big viewer counts and whatever, right? And they wanna give people the hype. Unfortunately, in the long run, even the immediate run, the best way to do it is to just one day just, oh, I have the cam on. Oh yeah, my bad. Anyway, moving on. Keep the stream going. Just forget about it. And just not put any emphasis on it. It's the only way to do it.
Oh my god!
Otherwise people expect.
Before that, King Richard was signed Dizzy to NRG Esports, making him the first ever upcoming player to represent a professional esports organization on Apex Legends.
Or if you're a hot god,
of Apex Legends, Dizzy was at the pinnacle of the Apex Legends community, and everyone knew that. His average viewers on Twitch went from a measly 36 viewers in January 2019, before Apex Legends had come out, to over 16,000 viewers in March of 2019, the peak of his career. At this point, it was safe to say that Dizzy was not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. He had finally become a popular streamer, and with that, failure most likely seemed like an impossibility. Whoa!
This commentator is bugging on a stack. Yeah.
Found fan base.
What a poor way to interpret stats.
Over the top attitude or their ability to continually trash talk big streamers in hopes of starting drama. Dizzy was an actual likable person with very few signs of having an ego, the two things needed to create an audience that would stick with you even after all the hype fades away. However, just after 2 months of being in the spotlight, Dizzy would be forced to face the harsh reality that he knew he would have to face if he grew this big. You see, when a streamer reaches a certain point in their career, they would be forced to step out of their comfort zone, whether they like it or not. For some, it would be competing outside of the comfort of their own home, and for others, it might be the fear of being criticized for their looks. This is a point where streamers and professional players would make crucial decisions that could possibly create serious problems for them in the future. One of the most notable examples of this would be Dakota's. He would make the decision to hide his face from his viewers due to not wanting to be recognized.
Also, I was in a relationship and like a lot of women were very flirty and said I looked, you know, like very flirty comments, and it kind of caused some tension in my relationship. So, you know, it wasn't the driving factor, but it helped, you know, turn my webcam off was a helpful thing for my relationship. Which I've learned now, I'm never doing something like that. Like I'm always...
And due to that, he would miss out on huge opportunities, such as competing at TwitchCon and other LAN events where he would have to physically show up to participate. But in Dizzy's case, he wouldn't make the same decision as Dakota's. Dizzy would want to fully capitalize on the opportunities that were given to him. He no longer wanted to be just another faceless streamer with no personality other than their extremely high level of skill. He really wanted to become something bigger.
Well, this music is so annoying.
Legend streamer. But in order for him to accomplish that, he would have to make the biggest sacrifice of his career up to that point, do a face reveal. And this is when Dizzy would be faced with his first set of problems. Usually when a streamer would reach the level Dizzy was on, it would take years upon years of dedication and perseverance to make it to that point. And in the process, the streamer would learn to take criticism and hate without it affecting their well-being, since they would have already encountered hundreds of trolls during their years of streaming.
Kind of true, not entirely true. That's like a tier, because that's a tier of insults or criticism that isn't really criticism, it's just flat out insults, right? That nobody can, that you have dealt with none if you haven't done if your face isn't out there. So this is not a fair representation of what that is.
But you see, in Dizzy's case, he skipped that entire process by basically blowing up overnight. He wasn't able to steadily grow as a creator, and over time learn how to not let hate get to him. He would instantly be thrown into the spotlight and become the center of attention pretty much overnight. An extremely stressful position to be in, especially for a young streamer that still lived in his parents' house. For Dizzy, blowing up would be a blessing and a curse. On one side, he was making a shit ton of money and was living the dream 99% of streamers will never get to live, while on the other side, he was vulnerable to all the trolls and haters he was bound to encounter while streaming. And if I was to say that the trolls and haters would show him mercy in the future, I would be straight up lying to you guys. Because if you were there to witness what happened to Dizzy during March of 2019, you would know that the trolls and haters were absolutely ruthless and cold-hearted to Dizzy during the specific month. The day is March 16, 2019, and during a seemingly innocent sponsored livestream for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Dizzy would decide to make the biggest decision of his streaming career up to that point. He would decide to do a face reveal, and leading up to the stream, the hype was huge.
They hyped it up.
40,000 live viewers awaiting his face reveal, leaving everyone to speculate how he would look, and for some odd reason, most people assumed that Dizzy was a short black or Asian guy, but when Dizzy would finally reveal his face and would look the complete opposite of what people assumed he would look like.
Nah, I'm just playing. We good. But yeah, what can I say?
The haters and trolls would go crazy. They would flood the comments on every post about Dizzy's face reveal with statements such as, "Put the mask back on. I need to unsee this. He looks like Sid from Ice Age. He looks like that guy from Ratatouille. He is just a gamer." He even changed his FOV to 110 in real life. After this stream, the haters and trolls started spreading their toxicity everywhere. From Twitter to YouTube, the same jokes about Dizzy's face reveal were being made all over the internet. But if I was to say that a majority of the people would react badly to Dizzy's face reveal, that wouldn't be true, since if you were to dig past all the hate jokes that plagued every comment section about Dizzy's face reveal, you would notice that lots of comments were showing support towards Dizzy's decision to be more open to the public about how he looked. They really showed Dizzy that they cared for him, and from what it seemed, the large amount of support
chat, guys, again, this is like a fence-sitter response, but I feel like the only true comment to any of this is I don't give a fuck. Literally, I couldn't give a fuck if the guy who shoots the gun in the video pixelated game is hot, tall, Asian, small, or is an alien. To be honest, it could be a fucking AI for all I don't give a fuck. That's not what I'm there for. And they showed over the years, over the months, that that's not what they were there for either. They were just there for the gameplay. Otherwise, you would have no viewers. Like, it just doesn't make any sense at all. They're just fucking, that's just like, oh, now they care because now they can make an argument about it. Of course, that they do. Like,
Dizzy's fan base showed him was enough for Dizzy to make another huge step in his gaming career, compete at TwitchCon. On April 13th of 2019, Dizzy would compete at TwitchCon. This would be Dizzy's first time competing at an actual organized in-person event for Apex Legends, and since all eyes were on Dizzy because people wanted to see how he would compete at a LAN event compared to online, when Dizzy would be shown on camera, this time the haters and trolls would be able to get a good look at him.
He looks perfectly fine!
How he looks for the second time, they would once again go all out and call him out for his looks. I guess that aim comes with a cost. Mom, pick me up, I'm scared. Dude, do you even take care of yourself? Like, look at you. You look exhausted. What's wrong with this row?
Yeah, I mean, bro, this guy picked like three likes comments on the bottom of the fucking section.
The hate he received was noticeably worse than his last face reveal, and it was clear that after TwitchCon, the hate started getting to his head. When he would repost his first face reveal onto his main channel a month after the face reveal was live streamed on Twitch, you would notice that there is not a single bad comment comment about how he looks. Every single comment is positive and supportive, which to the unexpecting person is pretty normal. But when you compare it to literally every other video about the same topic, you would notice that only Dizzy's video has no toxic comments regarding his face reveal, which makes most of us beg the question, did Dizzy remove all the hate comments from his comment section? Honestly, it seems like that may have been the case. But nonetheless,
So what? So what? Wait, what the fuck? Moderating your community and your fucking outreach to fucking filter the dog shit so that you have a healthy community to interact with when you make new videos? How is that like a not okay thing to do? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? That's so fucking stupid.
this wasn't the only proof that the hate started getting to Dizzy's head. After March 2019, you would notice that Dizzy's hours streamed had dropped massively, and I guess for April 2019, he left for TwitchCon, so a drop in hours streamed made sense. But you cannot use that same excuse in May of 2019 because
An excuse? Bro, hold up, bro. It seems like the same to me.
in this month, he would only stream for less than 50 hours. And it was not like he was playing Apex outside of streaming. Dizzy was not playing video games for a majority of that month. He was burnt out from the constant pressure of not only having to be the best Apex Legends player, but also the stress he was suffering from due to the amount of hate he was receiving at that time because of his declining skill.
You can't make these assumptions. These assumptions are fucking stupid shit. You can't ever make assumptions about anything. You can make like a guess, like, but making these reaches in bad faith is just making you look like a dumbass.
Level and his face reveal. Dizzy was forced into a position
Because at one point I know the game got bad and the game got bad to play and to stream. Sometimes things just are just worse. Like there's not anything else behind it. Like the game isn't fun to play and there's no hype or nothing behind it, and it's like you're kind of forcing yourself to do it. Well, I'm sure he didn't want to do it. It's just it. It doesn't have to do with fucking comments or anything like that.
position of constant stress, and since Dizzy lacked the experience as a streamer and professional player on a mainstream level, he burnt out as quickly as he blew up. But he wasn't done for good just yet, since near the end of May 2019, he would return and instantly compete in pro level tournaments, despite the fact that he would rarely compete in scrims. And surprisingly, NRG would do pretty well. Dizzy's
Well, scrims for that game can fucking suck it, okay? I don't give a shit what people say, okay? Even if you're at the top level of this fucking game, I don't care what your opinion is, even if you're a pro, okay? Fuck you and your scrims. That shit is a snoozer fest. It's an organizational failure. It's a waste of everybody's fucking time, okay? It's disgusting, dude. Straight up. It's a fucking snoozer.
Apex Legends esport, but unfortunately,
You're better off
he
just
was
playing the
losing
game.
his passion for streaming, the one thing that made him famous in the first place.
In my opinion, they should just fucking do scrims every once in a while to just see what people do in those games, whatever, to stay up to touch and kind of theorize and test their strats. But doing only scrims, bro, you gotta keep your mechanics up to touch. That shit is, scrims are dog shit for that game. Sorry, I'm not lying. That's might as well take it.
Drying up, the fact that he chose to become less accessible as a professional player at the specific time was honestly the worst decision he could have made. And since he was not streaming, many of his viewers would start to watch other live streamers, most notably another member of NRG that went by the name of Asu. It was clear that Asu had more passion for not just Apex Legends, but also live streaming. In the months that Dizzy was only streaming for 50 hours, Asu was streaming for 200 hours. And since many Dizzy fans were well aware,
What a cringe assumption to make. Dude. Dude, this guy's video is tragic. This is fucking stupid. I hate this shit. This is so fucking bad.
of who Asu was through Dizzy streams, it was only natural that they would migrate towards Asu's live streams when Dizzy was inactive. And when a large chunk of them realized that other live streamers were not only becoming better than Dizzy at Apex Legends, but were also more entertaining to watch, Dizzy's status in the Apex Legends community quickly started to crumble. Now, due to Dizzy not being accessible near the end of his time as an Apex Legends professional player, he didn't give an exact reason as to why he would want to stop playing Apex Legends. But in a livestream clip from a year later, Dizzy would speak about how his love for the Battle Royale genre was dead due to how repetitive it was.
Can you tell me why you stopped playing Apex? Like, what changed your opinion about the game? I just stopped.
Guys, somebody's lost and somebody else's gain, okay? And these directories are cutthroat as fuck. Okay, let me explain how this game works, okay? Let me explain how this racket works. Let me explain how this fucking game is played, okay? This is the same way that Tfue made it big, the same way that these directories, number 1 is massive, number 2 is pretty big, number 3 is okay, and it falls the fuck off, okay? So Daisy being at the top of that directory, or like in that realm for a long time, and being in that like scoop, if xQc and other people are right behind him, when he doesn't stream, of course he's gonna pick up a lot of fucking pace with these guys, especially when the game is popping and high on the directory, okay? It creates a big hole in discoverability, and he's gonna pick up from it. It's not, so saying, oh dude, other people are doing this. Nobody did anything different. It's just the course of how that works. It's just a course of life, yo. It's like when Ninja stopped streaming and streamed less and was always next to Tfue. Of course, it went like this, and it went, ooh, bam. That's just how it is.
Enjoying it. Just
It's
the
the
BR
natural.
Genre. It's just the BR genre in general. It's very exhausting. Sitting in a queue, landing, looting. You get shit loot, bad RNG. You die, you back in queue, waiting, looting again. It's just like, it's very repetitive, and I feel like it's easy to burn out on, especially when if you're streaming it like 8+ hours a day, or like even like 6+.
But when we look at a Twitter post he made on December 10th of 2019, he would state that he was becoming inconsistent due to him going through personal challenges. And while he didn't state what he meant by personal challenges, we could only imagine that the things we spoke about in this video played a huge role in Dizzy's decision to quit Apex Legends. And later on, when Valorant came out, it was clear that he instantly got...
He's making the assumption that he quit that video game, not streaming or playing other games. He quit that game because of mean comments about his looks. That has no correlation, that has no value to an argument at all.
Addicted to that game, and chances of him ever coming back to Apex Legends were becoming less likely as weeks went by. And as most of you guys already know, Dizzy would never make an official comeback to Apex Legends. He would occasionally play the game here and there, but as a variety streamer, not
the game sucks. The game is dog shit. It's
Apex
absolute
Legends
fucking
that we
dog
all
piss.
knew and loved.
You can make a video like this, just titled "The Downfall of Apex as a Playable Competitive Game," and you probably would have the same results. It can make even a better case for all the stats and the comments you're gonna make about Dizzy because of the downfall of the game. You would have a better video that's more accurate by saying it's the downfall of Apex. Literally. Huh. Yeah, that was a good point, man. Yo, good job, dude. Good job. I did good.